Here is the UCO candle lantern, a one candle power lantern, I would assume, since that's all it is. And as you can see, it does illuminate the page enough that you can read. Burns about 9 hours apparently. Nice lightweight little candle lantern. And this is the lowest light output lantern that I'll be showing. A nice little piece of kit. Next up is the Dietz Jupiter oil lantern, and it burns at approximately 3.9 candle power and has a very large tank on it. I don't know if you can see well there, but it will last 72 hours burning straight because of the large size of the tank. And it's pretty bright, brighter than the candle, as you can see. You can start to read a little better. Here's the Coleman Excursion lantern. A little lantern that Coleman doesn't make anymore, and it's kind of unique. It uses their proprietary fuel, the PowerMax fuel. As you can see, there's the fuel bottle next to it, and you connect it to the bottom of the stove, and it fuels up a little tank in the stove. Burns for approximately 6 hours, and isn't really bright. 30 watts, 10 candle power is what I've seen. It works very well in cold weather. I've had it down into minus 20, minus 30, and it burns just as well as in the summer. So there's something about the PowerMax fuel that it works well in the cold. So it's a neat little lantern here. You know, hold it up, and some of the things about it's got a handle so you can hang it up. I've attached a little wire to it with a small little snap link. Let's see if we can get that up again here, out in front. So, well, there you can kind of see the cable coming off and the snap link. So you can hang it in a tent. It's got the sides come up and down on it. So you can see in the back there that thing that slides up and down. And that's in the front as well. It can go up and down the cover, and that protects it in transport so it doesn't get broken, the globe. And if you put up the back one, you can direct the light forward as well. As you can see, the shadow in the back coming up is when I slide it up, and when it's down, it illuminates all around. As far as lighting goes, not too bad. There's the Canadian Tire flyer. It's doing better than the Snow Peak Gigapower lantern in this cold, but typically in the summer the Snow Peak is brighter. It's a nice little lantern. It's unique. You got to use that fuel. If they ever stop making it, then these lanterns will cease functioning. So that's the Coleman Excursion, and you can find them on eBay. I've seen them there, and the fuel is still pretty plentiful. I've seen it at all outdoor stores still, as Coleman makes stoves and such that use that. Neat little lantern though, works good in the cold. Next is the Snow Peak Gigapower lantern, and this is a canister lantern. It's supposedly rated at around 75-80 watts. Not sure what that is in candle power. It doesn't convert easily. Burns approximately 6-7 hours with a canister, one of the kind of regular sized ones there. I'm not sure if you can see very well here. A little bit of light on it there. See those size ones. And it's struggling here tonight. It's 0 degrees out, and that's highlighting one of the issues with the canister type fuel powered lanterns or stoves is they don't work well in the cold, and even at 0 degrees Celsius it's starting to have difficulties as it usually burns a lot brighter. So it's certainly nothing to do with the lantern. Burns much brighter in the summer months. A great, very lightweight lantern. I really like it. It even comes with a mesh globe to replace the glass one if you think it's going to be broken. So a nice little case it comes with as well. The white little box that it comes in is quite handy. See if I can light that up a bit here with my flashlight. And it fits in there real nicely. But tonight it's struggling, and it's a full tank there, and it's just the cold. You can just sort of read a bit. I think the Dietz oil lantern was doing a bit better, but it is a good lantern in warmer weather. There's no doubt about it. Very lightweight, works very well. It's got the electronic lighter on it, so that just makes it handy. The Snow Peak Giddy Power Lantern. Okay, next is the Coleman 222B lantern. This comes in a few different other models, the Peak one, the Exponent lantern. They're all pretty much the same. A smaller kind of little brother of the larger Coleman lanterns. This one runs at about 125 candle power and burns approximately 3 to 5 hours. I would say 5 hours would be the most extreme, and probably 4 hours on average. Pretty bright, much brighter than the other ones as we're going up in power, and you can see the red case that comes, or you can get to go with it. And as far as reading, well, it's getting pretty clear here now. Good little stove. Doesn't burn too long though, but it certainly puts out a fair bit of light for its size. And with the case, it's handy. Maybe a little heavy for backpacking, but it's doable. It's doable. But that's the Coleman 222B lantern, and this burns white gas only. This is the Coleman 286 white gas lantern, and as you can see, it's pretty bright. We're getting bigger into the full-size Coleman lanterns. This one burns at approximately 200 candle power, and a full tank will last 6-7 hours, and that's probably about right as well. So you can see it's pretty bright. There's the case beside it. As you can see, it's sort of like the other one there, plastic case. And that's pretty bright. No problems reading there. Good lantern. This is one of the ones they still make. And there's the 228 as well. Or excuse me, the 288, which is the twin mantle one. This is a single mantle one, and is still made by Coleman. Excellent lantern, reliable, and the white gas ones are my favorites as they work well in cold weather. Even minus 40, this will still run well. As you saw, canister stoves at 0 degrees, they're already starting to have poor performance. So, Coleman 286. Next is a propane lantern that uses one of the propane canisters, as you can see there. It's some no-name brand. I have no idea what it is, and it's one of the ones you typically see at Walmart or Canadian Tire, the cheap brands. And this one's pretty bright, usually 350 candle power, but like the Snow Peak stove, being 0 degrees Celsius outside, the performance is suffering a bit. It definitely runs better in the summer, much brighter, but now it's not too bad. And lights up pretty good. Here it stands up pretty high on that stand and on the propane tank, but it is pretty bright. If I hold the page up a little higher, you can see it's not too bad. But I think the cold is affecting its performance. It doesn't seem as bright as in the summer months, and that's a good full tank. So propane, like the butane and those canister stoves in the cold, just the performance suffers. And you can see that here in this. For a 350 candle power light, it doesn't seem as bright as the 200 candle power Coleman 286 white gas. And last but not least is the Coleman 625 lantern. This is an older lantern. It's not made anymore. It was a Canadian made, or only available in Canada, lantern. You'll find them on eBay. And this one kicks out a lot of light, 500 candle power, so more than double that 286 lantern. And it will burn approximately 6 to 7 hours as well. It's got a big tank on there. See if we can light that up a bit. As you can see, holds a fair bit of fuel. It's quite big, and with 500 candle power, it's lighting up, and you can see quite well here, no problem. And it kicks out a lot of heat. I mean, this thing is, I can feel the heat coming off it. So if you're in a lantern or a small building or something, and as long as it's well ventilated, this thing can actually heat up the place pretty well. But of course you have to take precautions to prevent carbon monoxide poisoning and make sure you have adequate air coming in. And just to show you here, next to it is the 286. So it's a bit bigger, certainly. It's a lot brighter. It's 500 candle power versus 200. And this one as well, because it hasn't been made for a while, has a case that as well is fairly large, that fits into one of the old metal cases here. As you can see, the old metal case. I love them, they're great. Has a spot for the funnel in there, and all sorts of extra things can go inside it there, as you can see. Extra mantles and stuff. Matches, what up. So that's the Coleman 625, and they don't make them anymore, but you can find them on eBay, and I would highly recommend them. They take a different mantle than the 286, a larger mantle. Of course, that's why it puts out more light, but you can still all buy that stuff on eBay and some of the different Coleman distributors out there. Great lantern, definitely my favorite, and boy does it light up. This would certainly be an excellent base camp or building lighting in a cottage, or if the lights go out, this thing certainly lights up. Coleman 625.